Hello, gamers. Hello. I hope you've been having a good weekend so far. Let me go ahead and switch over to the screen of all time, the game screen. Okay, cool. Um, as you can probably tell, I woke up like, I don't know, a little, like a little while ago. Um, and I was like, oh yeah, I have stream. It's weird because like for some reason I wrote it in my calendar on my phone as, yeah, I'm having a stream today at 7 p.m. And then I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm having it at 2 p.m. Aren't I? Isn't that what I said? um, so anyway, here we are. Here's life. Hello. I hope you have been having a good week so far. A good weekend even. Yeah, we're hopping into some more Shibuya Scramble. I love this game so much. It's got a sense of like it is a serious story, like it is a serious mystery story, and there's obviously a lot of thought put into these mechanics. But there's nothing. OBS is doing that thing again where it said, Lamayo, you want to control this, right? No, please get me into the game. Cool, nice. But yeah, it has a lot of like neat and interesting game mechanics where I think to myself like, oh, this is really well thought out and really neat. But at the same time, it's not like a super like an incredibly dark story or mystery or anything. It's just kind of it's very funny and it doesn't really take itself seriously. So I'm enjoying the heck out of this game. Today, the only two stories we have available. Well, we have to go back into Tama's story, I think. Yeah, we have to go back into Tama's story because we have to give the drink to someone else so that it doesn't come back around to Kano, so that Kano will die again. Because Kano loves to die. But also, the only two available paths we have right now are Achi and Osawa. So, what do I want to do? I am going to go back into Tama's story, I think. Let's go back into the time chart here. And go back to the very beginning. Cool. Alright, well, not giving it to Sasayama. I think Sasayama is a bad guy. I don't know, maybe a hot take, but I think Sasayama is maybe not great or something. I don't know, he's kind of, I don't know if he's working directly for the enemy or like what that was about, but I mean, he seems kind of fishy. I don't know. All right, so this businessman. Is it gonna be like the same bit? Here you go, sir. A free sample of Burning Hammer, the latest and greatest diet drink. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. Whoop, oops, that's awkward. The businessman flashes me a look of utter contempt and makes a point of avoiding me as he slips past. Bam! There goes the wind right out of my sails. I wonder how the other mascot is doing right about now. Amazing, because look at her. The chicken is so cute, though. Alright. So, do I have to... I don't think I have to sit through all of this now, right? Hold on, what are my controls? What are my controls? Forward 1 hour, R1 plus down. On this pad, on the D-pad. So... I know buttons. It's R1 plus down. Okay. Alright, let's go back. And then... It said I can't skip an hour. It said, Lamayo, you can't do that. What are you trying to do? I don't know what I'm trying to do. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I swear there's a button I want to press right now that I know exists. Cool, cool. Hold on, hold on, let me read through this. Okay, cool. In the time since I played this game, I obviously don't remember anything about it. So, hold on. Alright, that didn't work. That did not work. Is there any way to quick skip through dialogue? Settings? No. Controls? Hide text, autoplay on and off. No. Show summary. Scroll through text log. Yeah. Read. Hold to speed up. Oh, okay. Cool. We're supposed to speed up? Well, this is pretty speedy. And can we go any speedier? Nah, I think this is about as speedy as we can go. Okay, alright. Otherwise, I don't know if I have to stay for this now. I assume it's gonna be the same bad end regardless. Because, yeah, it should be the same bad end because somebody else apparently told the Yakuza people, like, where our boss was in this route, which I'm assuming is Osawa because we haven't done his route yet. Yeah, so it must be, this must be okay. If that's the case, how do I do the thing that must be done? Achi also has someone pointing a gun at him, but let's just go to Osawa, I think. And hopefully all my changes saved. Wealth, status, honor. None of these mean anything to me. All I want is a peaceful life. To put worry behind me, to stay calm and serene. To be free of worldly concerns. Free at any cost. Yeah, let's freaking go. This is like the one song that they have as the theme song, so they keep playing it. But I kind of like it. A cheery rhythm pumped from a CD player set up against the study wall. It was the latest hit from Aya Kamiki, the songwriter sensation who is blowing up the pop charts. Kenji Osawa reached for the stereo remote on his desktop. He ratcheted the volume up a little louder. Okay, so this was the guy that I thought looked kind of like the mafia boss. I don't think it was. I think this is just a guy. I think this is just a dude. He looked like the sort of man who'd be more interested in classical music, but in fact, he was a huge fan of the girls' rock popular with middle schoolers. Closing his eyes, he swayed back and forth in time with the music, humming his favorite lyrics under his breath, but his movements faltered. It's no use. Aya's voice usually soothed whatever ailed him, but today, even she couldn't help. Today, Osawa was a complete wreck in both body and mind. Identify the infection route of the UA virus. What? I'm sorry? Are we zero escaping me right now? What is this? Mounds of paperwork were scattered across the desktop in his study. All of it about viruses and vaccines. It had only been a week since he'd returned from a business trip to his company's branch office in the US, and he was slated to go back in another week's time. There was truly a staggering amount of work he needed to get through while he was at home. He picked up one of the papers, glanced at it aimlessly, then tossed it back onto the desk. Slumping back in his chair, he let out a long, deep sigh. He was in no mental state to work right now. A faint knock at the door barely roused him from his torpor. Torpor? I've never... What does that mean? Okay, cool. Director, may I come in? It was his vice director, Mamoru Tanaka. Oops, director, may I come in? Sure, the door's open. Tanaka came into the study. I know it's not a great time, but... Osawa could barely make out his words. He tapped the remote, lowering the volume of the music. Tanaka continued apologetically. A call came in from the lab. They're hoping for a response to the email they sent yesterday. I'm sure they don't need it today. Apparently, they do need an answer as soon as possible, sir. I did ask them to give you some more time, but... I see, Osawa said wearily. Alright then. If I ever stop talking for a little bit, it's usually because I'm clearing my throat. I have a habit of like clearing my throat on stream, and there's nothing wrong with that, like a little like on stream once in a while, but I tend, especially for a talkie game like this, I tend to do it a lot. So if I'm not saying anything, it's usually because I'm muting to clear my throat, just to be a little bit more conscious of that. Alright then. Tanaka dipped his head slightly and slipped out of the room. Osawa contemplated his colleague. Tanaka was a man he could truly depend on. He has enough of his own work to do. He didn't need to come here again today, but he did. They'd been working in close concert ever since Osawa had gotten back to Japan. Without Tanaka's support, there was no way he would be in a mindset to do any work at all right now. Sidling up to his computer, Osawa opened his email program and started answering the work-related messages. He reported on his business trip travel expenses, offered his opinions on capital investments, requested confirmation on current medicinal stockpiles. He worked with bleak detachment. None of this meant anything to him right now. Then, a new email appeared in his inbox. The sender was simply identified as A. Also, I just realized he said he came back from a business trip in America. Again, it's that... because there's a lot of like seemingly Americans in this game, so there's like some sort of like Kano had thought at some point it must be some sort of foreign mafia or something, right? So I don't know, like some foreign power is gonna play into something that's happening here, is my guess or my hope. The sender was identified simply as A. The subject line read 1 year ago, South Africa. The message was blank, but there appeared to be multiple images attached. Ordinarily, Osawa would have deleted a message like this immediately, assuming that it contains some kind of virus. Honestly, I thought the same thing. It's like it's like those spam emails that you guys like, I am the prince of Africa, even though Africa's a continent. I am the prince of Africa. I gained a $1 billion gajillion dollar inheritance. I'm giving it to you. Please respond. Like that sort of thing. But the word South Africa drew his attention. Could this possibly be related to... He couldn't help but wonder. For a long moment, he hovered the cursor over one of the image files. At last, as if spurred by the upbeat rhythms in his ears, he double-clicked the mouse. Okay, this is kind of creepy. What is this? The grainy photo showed a large room with a dozen or so people laid out in beds. It appeared to be some sort of medical ward. Osawa felt a strange flutter in his chest. He quickly opened another image. This one showed a close-up of one of the patients in his bed. Large red blotches covered his face. A large volume of blood appeared to be dripping from his ears and nostrils. Okay, cool. A cold shudder ran up Osawa's spine. What the hell? These symptoms... Osawa opened the remaining image files. Each new picture showed another of the patients. They all appeared to be teetering on the brink of death. There was no doubt about it. These people were infected with the UA virus. How do I highlight things? With square. Okay. UA virus. UA virus belongs to the family Filovieridae genus Ulaicovirus. A like virus? Like a virus? I don't know. I don't know. Is a member of the same family as the Ebola virus and causes UA virus phlegmic hemorrhagic fever. It is capable of airborne transmission, although an infected individual cannot pass the infection before symptoms manifest. The US CDC have assigned the virus to risk group 4, their classification for the most dangerous infectious agents. Oh boy, it really is Zeroscape all over again. Dang it. But how? Questions tumbled through Osawa's mind. His fingers tapped out a quick message. He doubted he'd get a response, but he might as well try. Who are you? Where are these images from? Ooh, kinda creepy. Hi! My dog. My dog seems to be crying a little bit. I don't know why, but she always wants to go back onto bed, and I'm like, no, you need to spend some time, outside of the room. But I don't know. Why she does the things that she does. She's, perfectly healthy. She's perfectly fine, but she's just I'd rather be comfy and comfortable. She's the type of dog that doesn't like to lie down on, hardwood surface. She's like, no, it's not comfortable. I don't want to do that. So... the UA virus, I assume that's just going to be the same thing. Oh, no, it's another one. The virus is roughly 90 nm, okay, in diameter, and 500 to 700 long. Because of its pronounced sickle-like shape, it is sometimes known as the sickle of death. It possesses a viral envelope, the surface of which is coated with spiked-shaped protein protuberances. Yeah, hell yeah, brother. Okay, 1 nanometer. Okay, cool. Thank you. The UA virus got its name from a Swahili word for flower. Oh, okay. Supposedly, this was based on the fact that the propagated form of the virus resembled the petals of a flower. Despite the flowery name, however, the disease was anything but pretty. UA didn't just, or UA, it's probably UA then. UA didn't just mean flower. It also meant to kill. Oh, okay. As the name suggested, the virus had a mortality rate of 100%. Huh? Because most details regarding the UA virus have been suppressed, cases of UA infection are largely unknown to the world at large. Because all patients known to be infected with the virus on official record have died within a short time frame, the mortality rate is given as 100%. The incidence of known cases grows. The number may drop below 100%. So it may drop lower the mortality rate, but I mean, the mortality rate will likely remain extraordinarily high. Yeah. Moreover, there was a very short incubation period between infection, the onset of symptoms, and death. Inhaled viral particles can spread. I love how this game came out in 2008. Before, I feel like there's something special about watching video games that focus on viral pandemics, and they were made pre-2020. I feel like there's something very, very special about these types of games. Inhaled viral particles can spread from the lungs to the lymph nodes and from there disperse throughout the body. The virus propagates in several places, including liver cells and macrophage, a component of the immune system, and destroys the endothelials within blood vessels. Yahoo! Upon reaching the brain, it forms a neural sludge of blood mixed with other bodily fluids. That's terrifying. What the heck? Within roughly 12 hours, bleeding would set in throughout the body, everywhere but the bones and muscles, with lethal results. Due to its incredibly high mortality rates, the disease's very existence has been kept hidden from public knowledge. Osawa's computer chimed to signify the arrival of a new email. The sender was A. He hurried to open the message. Once again, the subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. So, your crimes. Interesting. So the virus has been around for a year, at the very least. Osawa stared at those two words. My crimes? That left him with only further questions. He looked again at the images from the previous email. What makes any of this my crimes? Well, you seem to know about it. He could see that the patient's bleeding was severe. He estimated that several hours had passed since the onset of the disease. It wouldn't be long before their lives were cut short. To feel that agony, that suffering, and then to perish. Am I to blame for that? Another faint knock came at the door. Darling, it's Tanaka again. No, darling, do you have a moment? It was his wife, I. Yes, come in. B, give me just a second. Interesting. So you can hide this from her. I'm gonna guess the right answer is to hide it from her. Let's be real. Let's be completely real. But I am very interested in what her reaction would be if I just said, yeah, come on in. What's the worst that could happen? Let's see. Let's go. Yes, come in. Yes, come in. I stepped into the study, the room filled with the scent of her perfume. Have you reconsidered the whole America thing? She asked. This again. Osawa thought sullenly to himself. Please, he said, can we not discuss this right now? If not, then when? You know this isn't a decision just to make on your own. On his latest business trip, an American pharmaceutical firm had just attempted to headhunt him, asking him to join them and be among the top researchers in the world. The money and prestige held no interest for him, and he was reluctant to turn his back on Uchikoshi Pharmaceutical, the pharmaceutical company for which Keiji Osawa works, or Kenji even. Kenji Osawa works. It is a major corporation with a solid sales network both domestically and internationally, and an annual turnover of 1 trillion yen. Holy crap. It holds patents for several medications that are in demand worldwide and is influential at the Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare and other political institutions. The company employs roughly 7,000 people, including 600 researchers. Okay, after his many years of service at that place. Nonetheless, he was intrigued by the offer. It would mean the chance of his to conduct his virus research in a much better funded environment. Taking the job would necessitate relocating to the US, however. When he mentioned the possibility of emigrating to I, She'd shot the idea down on the spot. Her opposition was understandable. Ai's father, Sugaru Makino, was the member of Okoshi Pharmaceuticals board of directors. That must be a conflict of interest somehow, some way. No way was he going to let Osawa jump ship to another company. Darling, please. I drew closer to him. Think about it from my perspective. If you leave for America, what am I going to tell my father? He'd gotten so used to it, that grating whine of hers. Oh, maybe I should make it more whiny. Have you considered what might happen if Okoshi if you leave, dear? We can discuss that once all this is finished. Osawa kept his voice as level as he could. You do remember that you're a director, right? I said. You have responsibilities. Stop thinking about yourself so much. With a sour look, I turned and departed, and apparently didn't even see what was on the computer screen, so good job, us. Huh, why was that a choice? What would have happened if or maybe she did see and that's gonna come back and have consequences? I'm very interested in that. Well, he had known that moving to America would never be as simple a matter, regardless of what his wife thought about that. There was another reason, however, the antiviral agent that he had developed at Okoshi. A therapeutical drug used to treat viral infections. Examples include the drugs used against influenza and HIV. For some reason, this track in particular is very loud. These treatments do not eliminate the infection, rather, they simply inhibit the development of the disease. There are still many issues with such drugs, including the risk that treated viruses possess or develop a resistance that makes treatment ineffective. Academic institutions and pharmaceutical companies worldwide devote tremendous resources to further advancing the field of antiviral medicine. Hell yeah, I don't know what I just read. After the UA virus was discovered, infectious disease research facilities worldwide had thrown themselves into a top secret effort to develop a vaccine. I know what a vaccine is, but sure. Vaccines function by safely introducing a harmless or attenuated version of a virus or other pathogen into the human body. This triggers the body to produce antibodies against the pathogen, making it difficult for the dangerous version to take hold. Alright. But Makino had ordered Osawa to work on creating an antiviral agent, not a vaccine. A vaccine immunized the subjects in order to prevent infection in the first place. Conversely, an antiviral agent could be used to treat patients already infected. Oh, I see. It was a so-called wonder drug for combating the virus itself. Creating such a drug was far easier said than done. Developing an antiviral? I think it's antiviral. Developing the antiviral had been a long, arduous road. Only after years of research. So then the virus has been around for years, okay. Only after years of research had Osawa's team succeeded in identifying a substance that might qualify as an antiviral agent for UA. In theory, if it was administered during the virus's initial stages, 100% recovery could be attained. Data also suggested an 80% survival rate for patients treated shortly after the onset of symptoms. Huh. But there was a fatal flaw with the new antiviral agents. The side effects on the body were unusually potent. If it was administered in amounts beyond a certain threshold, it was linked to life-threatening complications. Okay, so, oops. For a time, the research was put at an impasse. It had seemed that the drug had to be administered in administered in high volume to combat the explosive propagation of the UA virus. But then Osawa had received some fortuitous news. Okoshi Pharmaceuticals' nanotechnology, oh my gosh, it's the Somnium Files too. Technology created and or operated on an extremely small scale, often measured in nanometers. There are 1 billion nanometers in a meter. Oh, I think she wants to go outside. Hold on. Okay, yes, my dog did want to go outside. Okay. Some nanotech devices are literally regulated on an atomic level. The possibilities are ever expanding in practical fields such as medicine and material science. In the United States is among the world leaders in the push for research and development. Okay. Branch had engineered a cutting-edge device known as the DDS. Acronym for Drug Delivery System. Such a system administers ultra-microscopic drug capsules to a targeted area of the body. Bro, I wish I had jumped into Achi's story maybe and seen something else instead. I was like, whoa, this is a lot for the start of somebody's story. Osawa had jumped on it immediately by administering his antiviral agent with the nanotech DDS2 even. Because a DDS can be used to deliver a drug with pinpoint precision and only where it is needed, it can greatly reduce the side effects of even very potent drugs. The DDS developed by Okoshi Pharmaceutical utilizes advanced high-tech polymers which ensure that the capsules containing the drug are fully broken down and eliminated from the body roughly 1 week after administration. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, I love visual learning instead of reading. Thank you so much. Okay, cool. He was able to use smaller amounts of the drug to quash the UA virus with precision. The procedure was a huge success. Baba. There was a marked increase in the drug's efficiency, along with the expected decrease in adverse side effects. A pharmaceutical is said to have a positive effect if it brings about the desired results when treating a medical condition even. Oh boy, I am really out of it with reading today. You're just gonna have to bear with me. But many drugs create unwanted or unforeseen adverse effects as well. Given the extreme complexity of most drugs' interactions with the human body, nearly any medicine can have both positive and negative effects. Right, of course. The effects had been confirmed via animal testing on monkeys. Not animal testing. Experiments involving drug or medical techniques tested on animals to confirm their safety before they are used on humans. The 1964 Declaration of Helsinki, Finland, which lays out the ethical standards for human experimentation, advocates for responsible animal testing, but many animal rights advocates regard such testing as a form of animal cruelty. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it. And now, antiviral was ready for the final development stages, clinical trials on humans. When a new drug is being prepared for government approval after it has been tested on animals, it must pass tests on humans, clinical trials that evaluate its safety and suitability. Such tests are frequently conducted on both patients and healthy individuals. In Japan, the development of new drugs is often hindered by insufficient legal infrastructure for conducting clinical trials, resulting in a smaller knowledge base and fewer opportunities for testing. Huh, okay. But the very existence of this new wonder drug was still a secret. No doubt Okoshi's leadership would be reluctant to see Osawa, the drug's lead researcher, transferred to another company. Still, it wasn't completely outside the realm of possibility. Once the antiviral was out of development and announced to the public, Osawa would be free and clear. For that very reason, he was loath to cause any friction over the drug right now. This anxiety only magnified his concern about the email he'd just received. Osawa called up Tanaka over the intercom. "There's something I want to show you. Could you come in here?" He needed a second opinion, and Tanaka could be relied upon. Osawa opened the door the moment Tanaka knocked. He looked around before ushering his vice director inside. I mean, this must be top secret, and yet you let your wife in here and see all of this. I mean, what's this about, sir? This. Osawa showed him one of the images. Tanaka's face went pale. It can't be. Tanaka clearly recognized the symptoms of the Ua virus. Any idea what this is about? Osawa asked. No, sir. These images were just emailed to me. The subject line says, 1 year ago, South Africa. That would put it around the same time as the most recent run of infections, wouldn't it, sir? But that information isn't... Tanaka trailed off. Osawa nodded. The thing I don't understand is why these pictures were sent to me. Osawa opened the other email from A. The second message I got says that these pictures are my crimes. I'll look into this on my end, sir, Tanaka said. He hesitated uncomfortably. Sir, just to make sure, Are you asking about what I think you're asking about? Osawa said. Tanaka gave a slight nod. Understood, Osawa said. Don't worry, I won't trouble you. I appreciate that, sir. Visibly relieved, Tanaka left the study. There's a lot of intrigue in this one, a lot of moving parts, and a lot of things that aren't being said. Osawa brought up a folder marked Ua virus on his screen. Within the folder were enlarged images of the virus itself. He double-clicked one of the images. It blew up on the monitor to reveal the pathogen in intricate detail. A specimen of the Ua virus was approximately 100 nanometers in diameter. 10,000 of them in line would take up barely a millimeter. But a single tiny virion, upon entering the human body, could become 2,000 in an hour. That speed of multiplication was nothing short of astonishing. Even the Ebola virus... What is Ebola, game? Tell me. A virus of Filioviridea that causes Ebola hemorrhagic fever. Currently, 5 characterized species are known: Thai forest, Sudan, Reston, Zaire, and Bundibugyo. The Ebola is widely known for its higher mortality rates: 53% for the Sudan form, 88% for the Zaire form. But the Reston variety, discovered in monkeys that had been brought to the U.S., had displayed no pathogenicity in humans. Okay. All right, I see. Actually, I almost wonder. Hold on. Let me look something up real quick. When was like Ebola like a very hot topic in the news? Okay, I can't find what I'm looking for exactly. There was there was an outbreak in West Africa that happened in 2013 to 2016, but that would be after this game's time. Um, and then it was first discovered in the 1970s. But then I can't find like when was like specifically. It might have been 20. Yeah, it might have been 2014 to 2016. Okay, so this game was even was talking about this even before that point. Very interesting. Okay. Even the Ebola virus had a typical incubation period of 7 days or so before infectees developed symptoms. For influenza, it was 1 or 2. But the onset of the UA virus happened in a mere 12 hours. Osawa viewed an image slideshow of the virus's propagation mechanism. It was a fascinating sight, no matter how many times he looked at it. We've just been flashing back and forth between these two images for a while now. Viruses existed to multiply, nothing more. They had no motives, no driving logic. Nothing but simple multiplication. To Osawa, that fact held a certain air of mystery. If viruses had emotions, how would they feel about their lives? Boy, do I have the show for you. There's this little manga and TV show called Cells at Work. Cells at Work is kind of really great though. I haven't seen all of it, but I have watched a few episodes and I've read some volumes of the manga, and it is pretty good. I've not read, what was it, Code Black, because I imagine that one would be very sad, very very sad. So he had thrown himself into virus research in search of answers to questions like that, answers that no man could truly know. His development of the antiviral agent had really been nothing more than another job responsibility. He felt no particular sense of duty to protect people from a killer virus. Okay, kind of an insane thing to say. He was just happy for the chance to play around with Ua day after day. Another email arrived in his inbox. I would love it if it was just Tanaka outside. He's just like outside typing on his phone. He's like, okay, now I can scare him again. Boop. Osawa furrowed his brow as he scanned the message. Emergency alert. Come to Heaven Publishing ASAP. Oh. If not, someone is going to die. Minoru Minorikawa. Huh? Heaven Publishing. Minoru Minorikawa? Osawa wasn't familiar with either of those names. He wondered if it was related to the mysterious emails he'd received earlier. Or maybe the sender had some information about the kidnapping. The kidnapping? Oh, so you know about that as well? Are you talking about Hitomi's sister, Maria? The fact that the message had been signed with a real name instead of a pseudonym, along with its obvious urgency, certainly gave it an air of truth. And the words, "someone is going to die," filled him with a wave of panic. Maria. Yeah, you do know Maria. How is that? There was no time to waste. In a rush, he found directions to Heaven Publishing on his computer, then slipped out of the house. I have a feeling we're going to die here. Someone is going to die, and that person is going to be me. And then Minorikawa pulls out a gun, shoots the shit out of me. It took a good while to find the multi-tenant building. The signs in front showed that Heaven Publishing occupied the 3rd and 4th floors. Osawa took the elevator to the 3rd floor. He peeked inside the offices there, only to find the entire place empty. Okay, so the 4th floor was likewise deserted. Interesting. So this must be before Minorikawa and his boss and stuff. Oh. Is it? Well, he's not hanging there, so it must be, but why is it just there? There was a rope dangling from the ceiling, tied off into a noose. It all seemed rather sinister, but Osawa had no idea what it meant. He waited a good 30 minutes, anxious the whole time. The half hour turned into an hour, and then to 2. It seemed that no one was going to turn up. Osawa headed back to the 3rd floor. He decided to wait there for 1 more hour. By now he was committed. The extra hour turned into 2. And then he fell asleep. Exhausted, he dozed off in his chair, and when he came to, it was close to sundown. So he must have prevented something in Minorikawa's route, right? Because this is supposed to be the same day, and I mean, you've already wasted your time. Wow, sunset already? He gazed out the window, the haze of sleep still clinging to his mind. He had the feeling he was forgetting something important, but the sight of the sun quietly setting over the cityscape made the crisis of life feel strangely distant. And then he goes outside and everyone's dead, because they all caught the virus. The time of peace and quiet he had longed for was right here. Yay, everything's okay. What do you mean, bad ends? What do you mean? Number 16, escape from reality. Shit. The mysterious email told Osawa to go to Heaven Publishing, but there was nobody there. This email was sent by Minorikawa, of course. It was? Yeah? I mean, I thought it was somebody just using his name, and it wasn't actually him, but somehow Minorikawa, I guess, sent that email? Sure. At around 11:30, he blasted out an email to all reporters he knew. Oh, but he was in a hurry. He screwed up one of the addresses, which coincidentally delivered a copy of the message to Osawa. Oh, okay. Obviously, this would have never happened if Minorikawa wasn't such a fucking dumbass. No, if Minorikawa hadn't rushed out that email. Okay. That's really interesting. Because I'm like, what? That must be really further into Minorikawa's route. Because that is not something I'm familiar with. Okay. It says Kano is still locked. Or maybe it's just saying, hey, we're all... I don't know if the grayed out means particularly like... You can still do stuff here. It's just that, like, you've completed the 11 to 12 specific time block. That must be what it means, because, like, Kano shouldn't be blocked out at this point, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. That was definitely the most interesting one, and this is definitely the most plot-heavy one, because everybody else is just kind of either doing their own thing, like Tama or Achi, or just kind of in the dark about everything, which is Kano and Minorikawa. So, interesting. Well, with that in mind, let's go ahead and get into Achi's story if we can. I don't know how that's gonna work, but we'll see. The man with the cane aimed his gun at Hitomi, his face devoid of emotion. Please, the girl said, trembling. Why are you doing this? But the man did not reply. Quickly, Achi stepped in between Hitomi and the gun. With his hand, okay, sure, spreading his arms wide. Stop, he said in English. One of the few English words he knew. He quickly reverted back to Japanese. Who the hell are you? Still, the man did not respond. You know this guy, Hitomi? No. Achi was sure he'd never seen the man either. What are you after? Money? 'Cause if you are, boy, are you wasting your time chasing us. The man furrowed his brow, adjusting to point the aim to Achi's face. You're taking a long time to pull that trigger. He's taking a long time. A long, tense moment. His bloodthirsty gaze left Achi no doubt that he was willing to pull the trigger. Reflexively, Achi took a step back, his foot clattering against a discarded beer bottle. We're going to get gunned down for sure, unless we can find some way to catch this guy off guard. It didn't need to be much. If Achi could just distract the gunman for a moment, buy himself the briefest window. Shoot me then. What are you gonna do? Shoot me? Go on, do it. He stepped forward as he shouted, hoping the provocation would confuse the guy for just long enough. I guess it didn't, but still. Yay for text messages. Even as Achi moved, the gunman's attention was distracted for an instant by a sudden sound. The phone in his breast pocket was ringing. Seeing his chance, Achi lunged forward in an attempt to wrest the gun away, snatched up the beer bottle and swung it at the assassin, grabbed Hitomi and run. You definitely don't want to do C. I'm gonna try B. Uh-oh. Seeing his chance, Achi snatched up the beer bottle and swung it at the assassin. The man narrowly avoided being struck, but he staggered wildly off balance. Hitomi! Achi grabbed her by the hands and dashed out of the club. The two sprinted away through the side streets and alleys of Shibuya. Achi began to feel as if they were running some maddening maze. Before long, the two had made it almost as far as Aoyama. Wait up! Huh? Achi, wait up! Achi glanced back at Hitomi. My bad. Guess we've been running pretty hard. You tired? Hitomi shook her head. No, it's just, I have to get to Dogenzaka. Dogenzaka? What for? What could she possibly need to do there now? That's what I was told when I handed over the attaché case. Oh, okay. Why would you listen to him, though? I mean, I guess you really want your sister back, sure, but why would you listen to him is my question. The man leaned in to whisper to Hitomi as he reached out for the case. You're going to do exactly as I tell you. 2 things. He wore a cool, feigned smile, as if it were some casual conversation. He's not really smiling in this photo, but sure. First, you're going to go to Dogenzaka and get in the blue van there. Hitomi nodded wordlessly. Second, you will not attempt to contact either the police or your family in the meantime. His chilling tone brooked no argument. Just those two things, and we'll let your sister go. Hitomi nodded again. The man flashed her a big, bright grin. Okay then. Give me the money. Huh. A blue van in Dogenzaka, huh? Achi muttered. So that's why you said the police were a no-go. Yes, exactly. Well, I mean, with police forces like Kano on the team, it's like I don't blame you for acting the way that you're doing so, but I mean, even still. Yes, exactly. Hitomi's voice betrayed her desperation. I wonder if your sister's in that van then. If she is, then we've got to hurry. Really is Ida Somnium Files, isn't it? The issue lay in how to get to Dogenzaka. They could probably avoid their pursuer if they kept to streets only the locals usually knew about. That meant staying off the more well-trafficked routes like Roppongi, Dori, or the stretch between Minamizukawa and the station. The side roads south of the station were their best bet. It was going to be a long detour. All right, come on. Turning, Achi headed back the way they'd come. After a moment's confusion, Hitomi followed. Achi? There was a note of worry in her voice. Hey, don't sweat it. I actually live in Dogenzaka. We're heading right back to my old neighborhood. Hitomi bowed her head. Thank you so much. Hey, it's no problem. I had to head home anyway. Achi gave her a grin, and she cracked a tiny smile of her own. Hey, you two. Oh, it was you. Achi, come on, man. Why would you do that? You ruined everything for Tama. Hey, you two. You got a minute? Achi looked around. A pair of men approached them from across the street. There was something shady looking about them. Achi's protective instincts kicked in, and he stepped in front of Hitomi. If these guys meant trouble, he wanted to be ready. We just want to ask you something. The younger of the two men drew in closer, a sharp gleam in his eye. Achi braced himself. Ask us what? You know where Nokane building is? The man held up a flyer. It was for some health food sales demo. Come on, man. The Nokane building. You know where it is or not? Achi knew the name. Wasn't that one of the buildings on Center Guy? That was near Dogenzaka, the same direction he was going. No harm in helping a couple of lost dudes. Achi pointed them in the direction of Center Guy. I don't like the thought of these two following Hitomi and me. Achi pointed them in the opposite direction. All right. Pretty sure it's this way, he said. Thanks, man. Sorry to bug you. The two men headed off toward Main Road. I hope this doesn't come back to bite us in the butt, but sure. Achi and Hitomi hurried onwards, following the sparse-trafficked side streets towards Dogenzaka. Honestly thought the game had crashed there for a moment. I don't think I even knew this part of Shibuya was here, Hitomi said as she looked around. Yeah, a lot of people don't. I used to mess around in this neighborhood when I was a kid. The area was a mishmash of run-down residences and office buildings. Almost no one ever comes here unless they live or work on one of these streets. And check it out, over there. A rare first-hand glimpse of the Shibuya River. Oh, shoot. No. No. Shoot. How do I... Shibuya River. Yeah. A minor river that runs from Miyamasu Bridge to the Tengen Bridge, depicted as the depicted in the 36 Views of Mount Fuji by Edo period ukiyo-e artist Hokusai. In Hokusai's time, fireflies were collected from the Shibuya River and presented to the shogun, lending credence to the idea that the river was indeed clean in the past. I almost wonder if. So I have played this little game with friends actually. Played this little game called Paranormasight, and I wonder if that's the same river that is like super nasty in Paranormasight. I wonder if this is somehow it. Hokusai also comes up a lot in that game, so I don't know. I can't remember, but interesting. If you also like mystery games like this one, or maybe even Zero Escape, or maybe even Danganronpa, I think you would really enjoy Paranormasight if you have not played it already. So definitely check it out. Have you always lived in Shibuya, Achi? Yup, born and raised. Achi bent down to pick up a piece of trash from the roadside. That's why I do this. It just pisses me off to see folks make a mess of this place. He picked up another piece of trash. Okay, very nice of you, but also, maybe now's not the time to do this. I don't have a job, so I pick up garbage every day. Man, what am I even doing? Like, cleanup even matters right now. But I do kind of like him. I do kind of think that Achi is my favorite character. Kano is my favorite character in like he's just boy fail incarnate. Like he's just so like just a lot going on. Um and then Minorikawa is well, honestly, I think he's kind of annoying. Tama is goofy hours, really like Tama, and Osawa is very interesting and very weird. That was like completely a curveball for me. I still don't know how to feel about him as a character, but I mean, I can definitely see that I would get a lot of lore from playing through his story. Um, all that said, though, I definitely think that Achi is like my favorite of the five characters. So Hitomi Hitomi took a long, hard look at his face. What? He demanded. What is it? You're a strange one, Achi. So? She was right, of course. It was sort of strange collecting trash every day instead of getting a job. He had his reasons for it, but they weren't important right now. Right now, the important thing was getting Hitomi to Dogenzaka. Come on, he murmured. Okay. What was that? A sudden angry shout broke the silence as they hurried along. Hey, hold it right there. Achi and Hitomi stopped, but the shout wasn't directed at them. Um. Further up the road, a group of thuggish looking men were having some kind of argument. Interesting. I guess it's just more trash for Achi to sort of clean up. With that being said, though, we are at about an hour mark. Yeah, around an hour, so we're a little over an hour here. I'm gonna go ahead and just because I've been reading a lot and it's obviously kind of affecting my voice, I said I would get a humidifier. I'm gonna go get a humidifier and go get some water and go stretch and do all that stuff. Let me go ahead and switch to BRB screen. As always, if you're here, you know the usual. You know the usual. Go stretch, get some water, do all that good stuff, and I will be right back in like 5-10 minutes. See you then. All right, I am back. Unfortunately, I went and I filled up the humidifier. The humidifier in this room is the one that used to be in my bedroom, and then like it was kind of dying a little bit. Like it worked like half the time. So I moved it into this room and then I just filled it up and it's not working at all. So great. I'm gonna have to get a new humidifier for this room. Um, but okay, yes. Achi is going to clean up the streets as he usually does. Let's go. Further up the road, a group of thuggish-looking men were having some kind of argument. The man who shouted had grabbed one of the others by the neck. Idiots. And you still got the gall to call yourselves SOS? That's so lame! The Studs of Shibuya. A youth gang operating out of Shibuya, founded by Achi Endo. Oh, interesting. Well, Achi, why did you name it that? That's so lame. Its current leader is Susumu Nishizawa, even. Bleh. Okay. I mean, yeah, Susumu, but the other men standing around looked distinctly uncomfortable. It takes money to run an organization. No, I know. And I don't know who's talking right now. No, I know. And since it's not like you're Achi or nothing, I thought you could maybe spare us some help on that front, boss. Boss. The top dog. Is this really 428 specific? The man in charge, the head honcho. Here it refers to the leader of SOS, Susumu. A change in leadership can really shake up an organization, and the new boss's personality and disposition are a huge factor in whether the group continues to prosper. True. The fact that Susumu is being asked to spare some help on the monetary front suggests he still has things to learn about being in charge. Hitomi looked at Achi when the stranger spoke his name. He smiled awkwardly, then turned back to the altercation. Shut your mouth, Susumu barked. How dare you say Achi's name in my presence? Hey! Achi called out. What was that about me? As soon as they saw him, the other man went pale. Achi kept his tone casual as he strolled up to the group. Susumu, you can't just give the guy a beatdown in broad daylight. To mess someone up super bad, usually with punches and kicks. Don't worry, I played Yakuza, I know. Don't want to shock the upstanding people of our fair city, even. Achi. Susumu glared. Can we drop the pleasantries? Alright. Achi replied with a hint of a sneer. You got this, Susumu. And I'd like to point out we're not on a first-name basis. With that, Susumu turned and stalked away. His buddies followed suit, leaving Achi and Hitomi alone. How did this guy end up in charge after you left? Did you not, appoint a new leader? Did you know that guy? Hitomi asked. His name's Susumu Nishizaka. Nishizaka? Why do I say Nishizaka? It must be somebody else's name. Nishizawa. And yeah, I used to know him. Or I thought I did. Used to be friends way back. Oh, okay. So you did appoint him, but he's kind of changed. He's going through his own douchebag arc, essentially. Me and those guys were all part of the same crew, but I bailed a little while ago. Achi fell silent. To his great relief, Hitomi didn't pry further. Huh. Achi and Hitomi had gone a short distance further when he caught sight of a man picking something up alongside train tracks. Huh, I wonder. Achi went over to him. Hey man, you picking up trash by any chance? Huh? The man let out a panicked shout. Taisei Yasuda, 35 years old, just opened a knickknack shop in Shibuya. Achi knows Shibuya like his own backyard, but this Yasuda guy is new enough that Achi doesn't recognize him. Huh. Okay, so we got like an explanation for this person, but like they're not a main character seemingly. Unless this really is 13 Sentinels and we're going to unlock like more protagonists, but this guy isn't a protagonist. So then maybe Tama isn't that law student that I thought that she was. I don't know. Sorry, it just kind of looked like that's what you were doing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm picking up trash, of course. The guy seemed pretty unnerved. Like, I just got to thinking, man, this place is filthy. That was the other guy. Okay. That was not Achi. Whoops. Let me go ahead and take a sip of water here. I think also as well, something that's not helping my situation is that I'm drinking cold water instead of room temperature water. If you don't know, always drink room temperature water and maybe even hot water, like, such as tea. But cold water in terms of is really nice and refreshing, but in terms of like speaking for long periods of time, it's not actually that great. You don't usually drink that for long speaking periods. But right now I am having some ice cold water, and that's probably not helping my voice. Right on. Achi clasped the man's hand in his own. Someone else who gets it. I love how he told me in the background of like all of Achi's shots, just kind of looking at him like, what? Why? Why is he the way that he is? You do? Totally. I see all this trash all over the place and I can't stand it. Oh, yeah, sure. The man breathed a sigh of relief. I can't stand it when someone. I don't know who's speaking right now. I can't stand it when someone throws something away when it can still be useful. I hear that. That's the spirit. Achi pulls out the trash he had stuffed in his pocket. Here you go. Huh? Go ahead and have all of it. The man. Oh. The man looked dumbfounded. Usually I go around picking up the trash around here, but I got a little thing I gotta do today. You got it from here. I'm counting on you. What? Actually, I'm kind of. Great, thanks. Achi beamed in approval, then rejoined Hitomi and headed on down the street. Maybe all the characters are dumbasses. Maybe that's just the mark of being a protagonist. They just gotta be a little stupid. The man let out a sigh. Fine. Slipping through the narrow back alley, they came out near the top of Dogenzaka. Achi looked down the hill, but didn't see a blue van anywhere. He and Hitomi started making their way downtown. No, making their making their way down toward a Shibuya station. Hitomi muttered to herself, "I don't see it parked around here." Her face twisted up with worry. It was a lot harder to find street parking closer to the station. Hitomi, hold up. Achi had a sudden idea. He darted into a nearby soba restaurant, motioning for Hitomi to follow. Heya! He called to the proprietress, a sharp-eyed, middle-aged woman. You're looking as lovely as ever today, I see. Oh, Achi. Are you done collecting trash for the day? The lady, whose name is Maki Yoneda, When she was 19, she happened to stop by this place and was captivated by the chilled curry soba. By day's end, she had decided to make the restaurant her new home, married the owner at age 22, and they managed to have an establishment together. Last year, her husband of 30 years passed away. Aw. Now she safeguards the generations old secret of chilled curry soba on her own. Aw, that's kind of sad. I don't know if, like, maybe these, like, little bits and bobs are kind of world building. Like, Maki Yoneda is not going to be an important character in any means, but but they still decide to give her, like, this story to fill out the world. If so, that's neat. That's really cool. I like things like that. The lady took a look at Hitomi, her eyes lighting up. Is this your girlfriend? Huh? Oh, no, it's nothing like that. The proprietress was undeterred. Oh, she looks just like a model. She's a spitting image of me at that age. My, Archie's got himself a girlfriend. I said it's not like that. The woman waved Hitomi over. Now, you know Archie's got a bit of a mouth on him, and he's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he's a sweet boy. Okay. I don't know. I wonder if anyone has gone through this game and compiled all of the looks that Hitomi has on her face at any given time. I just find them so funny. They're just kind of funny. Okay. Hitomi forced a polite smile to her face. He'll try to deny it, but don't you listen. Has he told you about Suzune? Ma'am, please. Achi jumped in on the conversation. You gotta hear me out. Whatever's the matter, I'm just trying to talk up your good points. Have you seen a van parked around here? A van? Let me think. Come to think of it, yes, there was. A blue one, she added confidently. That's an amazing memory you have there. Hitomi leaned forward. Where is it now? She asked. Well, I'm not really sure. I don't really keep a close eye on things outside, after all. Hitomi slumped. I see. She's really not that old. She's really not that old for the grandma voice, like the voice I'm giving her, which is "Arr, arr." But I don't really know if I have a voice for someone of her age, which is like 50s, 40s or something. I don't know if I have a voice for that specific age range. So, grandma voice it is. I know it doesn't look it, but I've been quite busy today. The man who makes my noodles came by earlier to settle accounts, and we fought and fought over it. No head for finances, that one. That's his problem, honestly. And on top of that, of course, my part-timer Masa has to have today off, honestly. Masa. First-year student at Midoriyama Academy, a sweet young man who works as a part-time delivery driver for Dogen Hut, for Pizza Hut, and sends all his leftover money to his mother out of the country. Lately, he's gotten himself a girlfriend and he's been sending money back home less frequently. His noodle house job doesn't pay enough to support his mom and cover dating expenses, so he's scheming for a way to make it rich quick. Huh. Is Tama actually a boy? Why did we think Tama was a girl? I think at some point Tama had said, like, I'm a girl. And that's why. So maybe not this person. I don't know. But interesting. Okay. Alright. Achi frowned. Had she really seen a blue van, or was she just being chatty? Older women who ran tobacco shops or noodle houses did seem to have a knack for spotting details, but women her age weren't always the most reliable. I think both can be true, but I'm guessing A. Older women who ran tobacco shops or noodle houses did seem to have a knack for spotting details. Achi decided to follow up some more. Was there anything unusual about this van? Well, let me think. The woman frowned, pausing a moment in thought. There's also stuff playing in the background. I have not been paying attention to it, but in my right ear there has been like a news report in the background or something. Now it's just music, but... Huh, okay. I was trying to follow along with it, but I think I would need subtitles. I'm not listening to Japanese news that often, so I wouldn't be familiar with what she's talking about. But it is definitely news. Aha! A flash of recollection shone in her eye. That's right. Now I remember. Um, but it is annoying to have somebody talking to my ear, while I'm trying to read. I think there was some foreigner sitting inside. Achi and Hitomi exchanged glances. Yes, I'm sure of it. The man who makes my noodles said he saw it too. Was there anything else? Hitomi asked. No, not that I can remember. I think that's plenty. Hitomi hung her head in frustration as they left the soba shop. Achi did his best to cheer her up. Hey, we might still find that car. Let's try waiting around here for a while. Just waiting? What good will that do? It's possible that they went looking for you when you didn't show, Achi said. Maybe they'll come back, you know? He sat down on the edge of the planter outside the restaurant. But the criminals already have the money, she said anxiously. Even Achi understood the implications. Now that the crooks had the ransom, their hostage was nothing but a liability. Why take the risk of letting her go when they already had what they wanted? The situation was bad. Very bad. Did we not use fake money? I thought for sure it would be fake money. I mean, I guess maybe they wanted to use real money in case like they checked on site. But if they checked on site and everyone was there like ready to ambush him, it would have only been worse for him. I'm sure you can put like real bills like on the top few rows and then like fake bills on the bottom rows, and surely that will convince them. Still, just running around Shibuya willy-nilly was only going to tire and frustrate them. Achi wanted to make sure Hitomi had the chance for a little break. We don't have anywhere else to look, so let's give it 10 minutes, okay? He said. Hitomi seemed unconvinced. She looked like she might just march off down Dogenzaka at any moment. I understand how you must feel, but you know what they say. Slow and steady, stay in place. I love the guitar. It's so good. It's so emotional, you know? Hitomi burst out laughing. What's so funny? Ah, it's slow and steady wins the race. For real? For real? It really is just Ryuji. This is the second time he said for real. Hitomi smiled, then sat down beside him. All right, she said. We can wait here for 10 minutes. Cool. We've run enough races today already, right? Hitomi kept her eyes on the cars passing through Dogenzaka for a while. Then she murmured softly to Achi. Thank you so much for everything. Really. You can thank me after we find this van. I'm sure I'd been by myself if I'd been by myself. Let me try that one again. Wahoo. I'm sure that if I'd been by myself, I would have been in too much of a panic to do anything. Oh, what could I say? I try to keep my head up and face things as they come. You're quite the optimist, aren't you? Achi grins. He tried to recall what optimist meant. You don't know what optimist means? He's pretty sure it had something to do with doctors. Or maybe glasses. I'm gonna cry. How are you... What? How are you real? The shy, sweet look on Hitomi's face as she said it, though, made him figure it probably wasn't a bad thing, whatever it was. Cars drifted on by, one after the other, but they saw no sign of a blue van. After a while, even Achi began to grow impatient. This was starting to feel like a waste of time. And then, before we move over, I'm not gonna mute or anything, but I am going to put on my jacket because it is a little bit cold in here. Like I said, it is always cold in here, especially wintertime. So, honestly, if I had woken up a little bit earlier, I would have preheated the room in advance with a heater. And it would have been even better if I had a humidifier, but I did not. Oops. Oopsie doodle. Also, at the end of stream, if I remember, I will, if I remember, that is a big if, but I will try and show the painting I did of my dog yesterday, because I did do that, and it was really, really fun, and I'm glad that I did so. So, yeah, if I remember. This was starting to feel like a waste of time. And then... Hitomi, look! There it was. Keep out? Aw, man. I keep getting keep outs on Achi's story in particular. It said no. No. You're not allowed to. Alright. Well, where are we at with everybody else? Hold on. Now would be a good time to check, this screen, because I want to know. Okay, so this grayed out thing just means, hey, the 11 a.m., you did their 11 a.m. time slot, essentially. You started it, at least, but you haven't necessarily finished it, because we definitely haven't for a lot of these characters. With that said... Let's go ahead. We changed something in Tama's story. Let's see if that saved and carried over to Kano's story, because it should. Here, I guess. Kano decided to stare him down, look away nonchalantly. Last time we did this, it kind of sucked, but let's do the exact same thing just because I want to make sure that our changes save. Like, if we can quickly move out of another character's story and just have the changes save. I want to check that. Decides to look away nonchalantly, but his anxiety got the better of him. Oh, my apologies. Ah ha ha. Mo ha ha. Look at me. I'm just so evil. Okay, you gotta stop staring. Blend into your surroundings more. Sasayama. Okay. Oh, okay, I think it changed. Concentrate. Keep your eyes peeled. Sasayama gave Kano a pat on his backside and slipped away into the next car, without giving me anything. Ha ha ha, Kano, you live to see another day. Yay, that's cool. Alright, neat. That also means then that, Achi didn't tell them the direction of the thing, so Tama's story should also be unlocked now, I'm pretty sure. The suspect, meanwhile, was still staring out the window. The announcer's electronic voice filled the train compartment. There's a piece of trash on the floor and it's bothering me so much. It's bothering me so much. Oh my gosh. I'll turn it to Achi. Next stop, Harajuku. Next stop, Harajuku. Huh? Kano almost cried out. The suspect was moving toward the exit door. Apparently, he was only taking the train one station down the line. The train pulled into Harajuku Station and the man got off. Harajuku, the east area of the Japan Rail Harajuku Station, corresponding to Jingu Mae's Ichitome in Shibuya. Once the bustling Shukuba, or post station, where travelers could rest while journeying across the country. In modern times, it bustles instead with high schoolers after school displaying flashy youth fashion. Right, yeah, Harajuku fashion. That's like a worldwide phenomenon. Clothing and accessory stores and fast food restaurants line the streets. Many cutting-edge trends in Japanese youth culture gets their start here. I wonder if that's the same case now, because, oh, hold on. I was gonna say, I wonder if that's the same case now, because, you know, like, things change. And this game came out in 2008, which means it could have been in development for, 2007 or even 2006. Now the internet kind of dictates, like what's popular and what's trendy and things like that. And it kind of makes it interesting, because like this might have been true at one point, but maybe not so much anymore. Like, what is Harajuku like now? I mean, Harajuku fashion is still definitely a thing. It's a term, but I don't even know if it's necessarily tied to Harajuku anymore. Like the actual place. The detectives following him disembarked accordingly. The suspect walked along the platform and took a seat on an empty bench. Was he checking to see if he had a tail? Sticking around on the platform at a station where you just got off was pretty unusual behavior. Not wanting to arouse the man's suspicion, the investigators from the MPD made their way down the stairs as inconspicuously as they could. Kano, however, had a sudden inspiration, oh boy, and went to speak to one of the station attendants. It's almost kind of like improv. It's almost kind of like acting, in a way. We have to make that choice. Sorry to bother you, but I think I left something on the train just now. He tried to keep an eye on the man on the bench as he fed his story to the attendant. The suspect sat silently on the bench, attaché case clutched securely in his arms. He didn't really look like he was checking for a tail. Was he waiting for someone else then? Alright, let's go. Before long, a train heading counterclockwise around the loop arrived. The man rose from the bench and stepped up to the boarding area. Wait, what the heck? If this guy had got on a counterclockwise train, wouldn't that just take him right back to Shibuya Station? So they must have done a... They must have done a handoff at some point. Did anyone else follow that other guy who looked super suspicious, who was like, waha, hello, good day to you as well? Did anyone follow that guy? Sasayama seemingly did, but I mean, I don't know if I trust Sasayama. I don't know what's going on with him. If this guy got on the counterclockwise train, wouldn't that take him just right back to Shibuya Station? The man boarded the train. Kano had no choice but to follow suit. Was this guy playing them? The suspect got off again once the train reached Shibuya. All he'd done was go to Harajuku and come back. Kano reported in to Kuze. The suspect has returned to Shibuya Station. Acknowledged it, Kano felt himself growing increasingly paranoid and just pained by listening to that voice every single time. This criminal organization didn't seem too keen on getting away. And here was HQ, giving these guys free rein. Something was off, he was sure of that. True, and also Kuze is not acting correct as well, according to Kano at least. As he tailed the mark, Kano took out his phone. What were Tatano's instincts about the case right now? Speaking of, we haven't really seen an appearance of the Dick Diary at all in this section. Huh, I wonder what that's about. If the senior detective had any advice, Kano would love to hear it. He dialed Tatsuno's number. Oh, you're gonna call him directly. The line rang a few times, but nobody picked up. Probably he was too busy seeing to Hitomi's safety. What? What are you talking about? Obviously not. Hitomi is missing. Well, yeah, that's probably what he means. Okay, I hope so. Like, Hitomi is missing because Tatsuno wasn't there, so Tatsuno is currently MIA. But no, I think what he means is that Tatsuno was called on the scene because everyone was like, Hitomi's missing, please somebody go find her. So he's probably doing that right now. I think that's what the game means. Kano felt bewildered. They've been letting the suspect lead them around for over an hour now. During an abduction case, you generally didn't update the victim's family on any developments in case they tried to interfere. Kano could only imagine what the Osawa family was going through right now. Okay. 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 Oh. Was this the first time they said Osawa? I don't think it was, but this is the first time that I am connecting the pieces at the very least. All right. Okay. I see. So Hitomi and Maria are Osawa's daughter. The daughters, even. Two daughters. two daughters, plural. Okay. And one of them has been kidnapped, and Osawa is being kind of threatened or kind of guilt tripped into being like, this is all your fault. And he works for a big pharmaceutical company, and somebody tried to lead him away from the house, which I wonder if that has anything to do with anything. Alright, I see. Okay, so pieces are starting to come together in my head at least. Alright. Honestly, the Osawa family seems to be just fine right now. They don't even care that Maria is missing. He's just like, don't move to America, Lamayo, and then he's like, yeah, I'll just do my job or whatever, Lamayo, and that seems to be it. After a short walk, I mean, that's obviously not true. Osawa seemed to be stressed about something, and I didn't understand what it was, but that was what he was stressed about. It was like literally one of his daughters, two of his daughters even, are missing, but he doesn't know that Hitomi is missing yet. So one of his daughters is missing. After a short walk from Shibuya Station, the attaché case was handed off yet again. This time, the recipient was a tall, dark-skinned man. Again, Shibuya-based task force split into two groups in order to tail both suspects. Did you not follow the other suspect, though? That is what I'm interested in. Kano stuck with the man who had the case. As the previous man had done, the newest suspect wandered around Dogenzaka for a while. Repeatedly looping around and around the same locations was a weirdly roundabout way to make a series of handoffs. Excuse me, detective? Oh, it's the professor. Kano turned around with a start. Oh, hey, he said. I know you. I knew this guy was going to be important. I knew it. Okay. It was Leland Palmer, the lecturer who'd been an eyewitness to the kidnapping. The man practically radiated concern. That's nice and all, but don't take your eyes off the target right now. How is Maria doing? Is she alright? I am, very worried for her. His Japanese was more halting now. My heart, it is with her family. Kano gave a quick look around. It didn't appear that they were being watched. Maybe Palmer knew more than the police had told him earlier. He might get some additional clues. The syndicate spots us. My cover is blown. We're hosed. I can't stick around like this. I mean, he obviously doesn't know more, right? Because he's asking, like, what's the status, basically. So let's go B. If the syndicate spots us, my cover's blown. We're hosed. I can't stick around like this. Lalan, I'm sorry, but at this stage, I can't share any details. Is that so? Oh, yes, of course. Lalan cast his eyes down and hung his head. Please don't worry, though. We are still hard at work investigating. Ah, yes, thank you very much. With that, Kano turned away from the lecturer and went back to tailing his suspect. Okay, cool. I think I did the right choice there. Hopefully. He pulled his phone from his pocket. It was Rumi again. Okay, Rumi, listen, I'm at work right now. Kind of a big deal. Like 50 billion gazillion yen is on the line. I don't know if you could maybe call back just a little bit later. It would be so cool if you did. It was weird that she had called twice when she knew he was in the middle of something important. Had something happened while she was waiting in the cafe with Shizuo? Is Shizuo someone we know? Is that tied to anything? I don't think so. Kano picked up hurriedly. What's the matter? What's the matter? You know what the matter is. Rather than Rumi's soft soprano, it was a threatening masculine voice that came over the phone. Uh-oh. Kano felt his whole body stiffen with dread. Is this my father-in-law speaking? Now's not the time for this, I'm working! Don't remember being anyone's father-in-law. The speaker's tone was firm and flat. No, I know, I just, Kano found himself at a loss for words. So you're dating my daughter, huh? Sir, yes, sir. Kano barely squeaked out his reply. You're thinking about getting married? Yes, sir. And speaking of which, I love to have the chance to sit down and have a nice long... Then how long are you gonna keep me waiting? Hurry up and get your ass over here. Oh, how very much Kano wished he could do exactly that. Sir, I would, but forget it. The words came in an angry huff. You can't have her. Goodbye. Oh, look at his face right now. Oh my gosh. What? Sir, please, wait. As Kano cried in desperation, he heard Rumi's voice on the other end of the line. Dad, you can't just use my phone like that. You were taking too long in the bathroom. Give it back. Rumi? Kano tried and failed to keep the heartbreak out of his voice. Sweetie, what's wrong? Your father just said he doesn't want us to getting married. What? Dad? What did you say to my boyfriend? Listen to you. Calling that boy little pet names and whatnot. I think you're a little too attached. Daddy, you haven't even met him. Oh my gosh. It really is just like peak comedy hours here at the Kano facility. Oh my gosh, dude. That's why I told you to have him come see me. How long he's gonna make me wait? There's like this little investigation thing that we're doing, and like 50 million yen is on the line, and like there's just a lot going on, okay? Kano listened as the two argued over on the other end of the phone. Please don't take your eyes off of the suspects. The phone must be lying somewhere between them. Could this get any more awkward? Rumi, I'm sorry, Kano shouted apologetically into the mouthpiece. Sure. Oh boy. This is all my fault. Please, you don't have to fight like this. The phone clattered as Rumi scrambled to bring it back to her cheek. No, I'm the one who should be sorry. Sorry for what? It was Shizuo again, grumbling in the back. Sorry for what? It was Shizuo again, grumbling in the background. You have nothing to apologize for. I'll deal with my father, Rumi said hastily. You just focus on work, sweetie. I know you're in the middle of something really important. Thanks, Rumi. Aww. Kano was legitimately touched. I'll do my best. Kano hung up and went back to the task at hand, more determined than ever. Okay, I thought this was gonna be a keep out, but it is not. Okay, interesting. For Rumi's sake, not to mention the victims. The victims second, Rumi first. He needs to focus on cracking this case. The man he was tailing was walking several meters ahead. There was no telling when Kuze might give the arrest order. Kano braced himself to spring into action the very instant the order came down. Mobile command to all units! Once again, the director's voice came over on the wireless. Was it time to make the arrest at last? We might elevate the man who picked up the attaché case and the statue of Hachiko! No arrest yet then, but still a crucial development. Yeah, that guy with a crazy face. His name is Tariq Al-Karawan. Sorry, I can't. Sorry, probably butchered that, but he's got priors for larceny, illegal possession of narcotics, you name it. He belongs to a foreign criminal syndicate that's operating in Shibuya. Oh, kind of felt his apprehension rising. If this syndicate was behind the kidnapping, they were anything but amateurs. And though they might be leading the police on a wild goose chase, they certainly weren't playing around. Yeah, exactly. To be continued. Oh. Interesting. Okay. Alright. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure to be continued means... Well, I don't actually know for sure. But I'm pretty sure that means that Kano's route is completely done now for this time block. So, with that being said, with that being the case, oh, but this says keep out. But this is the end of the time block. I think we're definitely done with Kano's story. I don't know if we're completely done with Achi's story. I don't know what the difference between a keep out and a to be continued is, honestly. We still obviously have Minorikawa. We got a bad end with Osawa, so we have to go back and redo that. And then we still obviously have Tama. Tama should be unlocked now, so who do we want to go with? Let's go with Tama. We haven't visited Tama today. We obviously also haven't visited Minorikawa, but again, I find him to be the least interesting of the 5. I think he's a little bit annoying. I don't really understand what his deal is, and I will once, you know, he's a writer and he can report to the masses, and I'm sure he'll play a big role in the story. But right now, to me, he's just kind of okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and... stuck in the cat costume. We can start from here, right? I'm pretty sure. It also is over 2 hours, but, oh, I can. I can just scroll down through here. Can I? Huh. There are only, like, specific... It seems like there's only specific things that, specific places that you can jump to, basically, in conversations. But that's how I scroll through dialogue. Okay, good to know, good to know. Also, I realize that it is after 2, but we'll just go a little bit further and get wherever we get within Tama's story for today. And hopefully, by the time I stream next, I doubt it, but hopefully, by the time I stream next, I will get an actual good humidifier in here. And that will solve a lot of my problems, I think, with voicing in these streams. And again, I apologize, because I like to do little voices and things like that, and I like to act and stuff, but I find it difficult to do when, like, there's just so much going on with my voice, you know? And next time I'll also make tea. So... that'll be good. The door flies open suddenly and a loud voice belts out. Hold it right there! Oh yeah, it's Boss. Hey, what is this music? This is a vibe. This is cool. What is this? Yeah, da, da, da. Nice, cool. Alright. I whirl around in a panic to see an odd-looking man standing in a doorway. It's Junichi Yanagishita, the boss. I said I was going to say his last name, because it's a lot. He's the guy who hired us. I heard that, Cheery. Don't you go calling my product junk. That is disrespectful. Your product killed a man in another timeline. I want you to know that. Cheery gave him an apologetic look. Whoops, sorry about that. You should be, but whatever. If you really have doubts, have a try for yourself. Please don't. It will kill you. But if Cheery really does drink it right now, we'll know for a fact that, like, oh yeah, that must mean that Kano specifically, or not, specifically got like a poisoned one, probably from Sasayama. So we will know for a fact that Sasayama is completely bad. Is my thinking, my theory at least. Mr. Boss pulls a bottle of Burning Hammer from his coat pocket. Burning Hammer. Sister products include Del Sweats, Cellulose. Ew, that kind of sounds gross. I wouldn't want to drink that. Better Sweater. Dom Pepperon. Power Burn Z. Mr. Thin. Nega Chow. Super Nega Chow. Okay, cool. At first glance, it looks like some kind of emergency supplement, but the cheapo label gives an immediate impression of sketchiness. It really is. Go on, says Boss. Go give it a try. Cheery reaches out to take it. But no sooner does she grab the bottle than Mr. Boss shouts out once more. Wait, hold on. What? Cheery squawks. What gives? You two. You're both good, stomach-wise. Stomach-wise? Yeah, drinking this stuff on an empty stomach can cause some pretty nasty problems. Oh, okay. So Sasayama's still in the clear. Still in the clear. Kano's just a dumbass. Do you have that warning on the bottle, on the label? So just make sure you eat or drink something beforehand. Doesn't really matter what. Wait, nasty problems? Yeah. Such as what? I ask. I'd rather not say. Probably death. Nobody would buy it otherwise. Seriously? It's all good. I just had lunch, Cheery says. And you also had my lunch too, so great. She flashes a carefree smile. Well, I haven't eaten yet. But on the other hand, I've been guzzling as much iced tea as I can fill myself up with. Also, boss, can you help me get out of this suit? It's probably safe for me to try this stuff. I may as well drink it. I may as well drink it. Is this that stuff that gives you visions or something? No, I'd rather not drink it. It's not even particularly appetizing. Is this an important choice? I fail to see how this would be relevant. My thinking is that A will straight up kill me, as it usually does. It's not even particularly appetizing. Wait, is this the stuff that I want to choose C? What is this choice? Wait, is this that stuff that gives you visions or something? I remember a rumor I heard not too long ago. Some kind of urban legend. What the hell? What is happening? It was about some drink with a weird, burning, spicy flavor, and supposedly it turns all your fingernails a faint shade of black. Then you see things you can't normally see, and hear things you can't normally hear. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? I heard some college students talking about hearing voices like that, swearing this mystery drink could have that effect. It's a little unnerving. Still, I really doubt it could be true. And then she takes some. Well, Cool. It was nice knowing you, Tama. I guess you're gonna die now. I stick the bottle of burning hammer into my mascot head mouth. It has an unexpected smell like curry. Getting my own lips around the mouth of the bottle, I gulp the liquid inside. Huh? It doesn't taste like anything. A handful of seconds go by, and then I died. What the heck? It feels like a firecracker just exploded inside my mouth. Now it's spicy. Way too spicy. It's like I just swallowed a chili pepper coated in curry powder. Before I know it, I'm sweating bullets. Well, you sweating? Mr. Boss asks. Like a whole lot? You are, aren't you? Why does he sound happy about that? That right there is the magic of burning hammer at work. Oh. Oh. I can see why you wouldn't want to have this on an empty stomach. So Kano... I mean, he might have died, but very likely Kano didn't die in that other timeline. He just like got a really bad case of the runs or maybe passed out or something. But he was fine. That was still a bad end though. Chiri and I are at a loss for words. Burning hammer. Drink all you want and just burn those pounds away. How's that sound? Good, huh? This is just stupid spicy. It makes you sweat. Chiri blurts out. Look at the hair. Look at Tama's hair and like, oh God, help me. Why? Why'd you do this to me? Yeah? Well, I guess you're right, Boss says. He hangs his head. What is in this stuff? I ask. I can feel my own tongue tingling. Heck, my body is almost too numb to move. I'm so shocked I even forget to get properly angry. What? Why is this happening? Goofy hours here at the Tama Club. So it's this health food product that got imported from America a few years back. Boss explains. Hold on. I'm coughing, so let me take a swig of water here. Alright. But the import agency went out of business not long after and couldn't move the merch. So I bought the whole lot, everything they had in their storehouse, spent all the money I had on it. Chiri arches an eyebrow. How much did it cost you? She asked. 1 million yen for 300 bottles. I can scarcely believe my ears. 300 bottles at 1 million yen for the lot. That's roughly 33 yen a piece. So 33 bucks a piece. Alright. Each one of these teensy little bottles cost over 3,000 yen? You got ripped off, man, Chiri says. You really think so? Huh. Yeah. So, oh, okay, I see what's happening right now. He's holding down his head in shame. But I thought he had, like, bunny ears on. Because I see a bunny in the background. But no, he's just posed there. I was like, why does he have bunny ears on now? What's going on? I see. Yeah, you're probably right. He hangs his head even more despondently. This sort of thing they'd sell in 100 yen shops or something. Ouch. Chiri, moving in for the kill. 100 yen shops, really? Mr. Boss lets out the heaviest of sighs. I'm starting to feel pretty bad for the guy, actually. Okay, but help me out first. Don't let it get you down, sir, I say, hoping to comfort him. But Mr. Boss just lets out a sob-choked sigh. Sigh? What is a sigh? It's 428 specific. How? What? A deep breath empathetically exhaled, often a sign of disappointment, stress, or unrequited love. Also a way of expressing the anxiety brought on by massive debt. One has no money to give, only sighs. Right about now, Minoru Minorikawa is in the company of someone inclined to sigh that way. Really? I don't think we've gotten that far in Minorikawa's story. so we wouldn't actually know. But oh, but that must be his boss. His boss must have tried to, sort of do do something horrible because he was in money problems. I see. And so essentially, Minorikawa is gonna get roped into, like, please, you gotta get me, like, a big scoop. Please, I promise I'll pay you everything that I have. Please, 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 please. And Minorikawa is gonna be like, fine, sure, okay. Somehow Minorikawa is going to get in contact with, like, there's this super secret virus or something. Oh, no. What Minorikawa is gonna do is gonna be like, hey, I'll call up Osawa because there's a kidnapping case right now that involves his daughter, and he somehow knows that, I'm guessing. I see. But why wasn't he there? I guess because I haven't done the thing yet, essentially. Interesting. Okay. I see where the story is going, though. I'm following the through line. Hopefully. I try again. It'll be okay. Whether or not it does help you lose weight, it is spicy and does make you sweat. I'm not sure I follow, Cheery says. How much she's selling these bottles for, boss? 15,000 yen per bottle. Oh my gosh, we're screwed. Selling all 300 bottles would yield proceeds of 4.5 million yen after deducting expenses such as the cost of the product, a rental fee for the venue, even. Pay for the part-timers. That would yield a net profit of 2.5 million yen. Okay. It's doubtful that anyone would pay 15k yen for a single small bottle, but you never know. There could be a few housewives or young women out there who fork over that much in the name of weight loss. A terrifying thought. Thank you, 428. Thank you. What? Cherry's jaw practically... No, I made the narrator Cherry's voice. What? Cherry's jaw practically hits the floor. Mine does the same, even though you can't see it, because you're just so cute, Tama. No way. Nuh-uh, no freaking way. Calling that price point absurd wouldn't begin to do it justice. Well, selling it at that price is my only option. I need to cover my costs. Anyway, please, I need you both to work your hardest. Apparently, he's committed to this insane course of action. Weren't we giving out some bottles for free, even? So, like, apparently you're gonna make less than that. Okay, Cheery replies. It's more like a sigh than a proper response, but I can't blame her. As for me, I can't even find the words. I'm so flabbergasted. Just sit down. I can't just sit down there and don't speak up. Isn't this just a scam, sir? I don't know if it really matters. Isn't this just a scam? Are we gonna get paid at the end of this? I really sincerely doubt it. I can't just sit there and not speak up. Isn't this just a scam, sir? Sorry, can't hear you. Boss plays dumb. Fine, I repeat myself. This is a scam, isn't it? He tilts his head to one side. Something's wrong with my ear. Undeterred, I repeat myself once more. This is a scam, isn't it? Tears are welling up in Mr. Boss's eyes. Look, kid, he says huskily. Listen up. He's clearly struggling to maintain his calm. You're in the grown-ups world now. I nod a few times. But a scam is still a scam, right? I say. You! Sir? What's your name again? Oh, it's Tama? But your name's not actually that. Okay, Tama, why are you still wearing your costume? What? He straight up dodged my question. Oh well, at least I tried. I explained the situation with my suit. Oh, so then are you gonna do the sales demo like that? Well, if I can't take the mascot costume off, I don't have much of a choice, do I? No, that won't do at all. I hired you to be a model. A model? If you're wearing that thing, then what's the point? I'm at a loss for words. The point is exactly what he's missing. It's not like I'm wearing this getup because I want to. Oh. How about we just cut it off ya? Cheery says with a big grin. She pulls a massive pair of scissors out of her bag. The blades make an unsettling snip-snip sound as she waggles them in my face. Interesting. So you had that in the other timeline, but you still went home. You were like, anyway, that's not my problem. Bye. Cool. Thanks, Cheery. Oh, no, you can't do that. Boss exclaims. That suit's a rental. I don't want to have to reimburse them for the thing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but if I can't get this off, then you can't return the suit either. So I don't know. Does anyone have any butter? It was as good a choice as any. Well, then what am I supposed to do? I ask. He looks at me uncertainly. Maybe you could have someone from... Oh, maybe you could have someone from the rental place come down, Cheery suggests, before helping herself to the rest of my lunch. Oh, hey, good idea, Boss says. He seems to be making an effort to calm himself down at least. Just try to grin and bear it until then, Selma. Well, I guess that's that then. I'm sure we'll get it off eventually, I say. Not if you get a bad end. Hopefully before the demo. That's the spirit. I really need you to be my model. A model, huh? It's flattering, but I can't help but wonder, would I be any good at that? Well, this is no time to be timid. I need that money no matter what. My troubles all started earlier this morning. Oh, I was at a knick-knack shop on Center Guy. Oh, the knick-knack shop that other guy, that other guy, owns. It's really zooming in there. Is it ever gonna stop zooming in? I wonder. I just keep looking at it zooming in. Why is it zooming in so much? Okay, it's finally stopped. Give me 1 second. I'm not gonna take like an... I'll BRB. I'm not gonna take like an actual break. I just need to get something really quick. So, 1 second here. Okay, I am back. Thank you for your patience. I was at a knick-knack shop on Center Guy. Yes, that's the owner that we saw who was picking up trash, quote unquote, but I don't think he was, and then I don't know how that ties into anything, but yes. I'd happened to pass by and I spotted a red necklace on display in the storefront, and I got in this weird sensation when I saw it. You can maybe call it deja vu? Something like that. It was as if I'd been drawn to it somehow. This was mine. I was sure of it. Are you serious? That's why we're here? I wanted it. No, I needed to make it mine. So you can't possibly be the store worker who was like not sending money home to his mom or whatever. As soon as I possibly could. That's how strong the feeling was. The price was 40,000 yen. Oh my gosh, $400. I checked my wallet repeatedly, but I only had 20,000 on me. Nonetheless, I needed to have it. There was just one question. How? Somehow, I managed to drag myself away from the shop. A few minutes later, I ran into Mr. Boss. "Hey," a voice said out of nowhere. "If you want, I can pay you 10,000 for a day's work." That's so shady. Why would you... Okay. I found myself staring at this frumpy, middle-aged man who was handing me a business card. Managing Director Junichi Yanagishita, Yamato Health Foods Co., Ltd. "I'm in a real bind here. Need some extra help. Would you mind coming with me?" "Why would you? I'm begging you, just one day." He seemed pretty sketchy. Yeah, no kidding. As much as I needed money for that necklace, I wasn't going anywhere with some random weirdo. I ignored him and just tried to walk off. "Please." What is this? Oh, it's a scarf, I think. Or, I don't know, like a sweater? I don't think we've run into anyone who's wearing like a yellow sweater like that. "Please. Please." Boss grabbed me by the hand. "Watch it, pal," I snapped. "Hands off, or I start shouting for help." "Please, it's not like that. Just hear me out." "Look, I'm in a hurry." "Please, please." "Knock it off." I spun forcefully away from him, yanking my hand from his grip. Oh, we do see her a little bit. Okay, cool. I don't think we've met anyone like this. But that... I refuse to believe it as well, because it's like, well, why wouldn't you just show her face if we've never met somebody like this? I doubt it. Maybe this is Maria. I don't know. Maria... Nah, that wouldn't make any sense. That wouldn't make any sense at all. I don't know. I don't know what it would be. Oof. Boss whirled through the air and fell into the bushes. "You are quite strong." "Oh, where'd that come from?" he gasped. His eyes were wide as saucers. It doesn't really look like that way in the picture, but sure, yeah. "You a martial artist or something?" No, I think it was just a fluke." The truth was that I just surprised myself at how well I pulled off that escape move. "Oh, okay then. Look, I'm sorry. Can you give me a hand?" "No way." "No, I mean, give me your hand. My hip's killing me here." Ow. I guess. The least I could do was help the guy get onto his feet. "Look, why are you hounding me so much?" "Please, don't be angry. The moment I saw you, I just felt it. You're the only person who could possibly do this job for me, even though I hired somebody else too. So I don't know if that is really true." I let out a sigh, but my interest was admittedly piqued. "What kind of job?" "I need a sales rep for a health supplement. I want you to do PR as a dieting success story for my product. Just look at you. You have the body of an actress. Sales are going to go through the roof." Well, it was hard to feel too offended when he told me that. Is this Kano's girlfriend? But no, because she's in a shop right now with her dad, so it can't be... Well, this is a flashback. This is a little bit earlier. But also, 11 a.m. time slot. Yeah, she should be with her dad right now, so it can't be her either. Huh. Well, it was hard to feel too offended when he told me that. The job didn't seem as fishy as I initially suspected. Bleh. "Alright, maybe I'm interested," I said. "There's just one thing." "Yeah, whatever it is, I'm sure I can handle it." "I need 20,000... Oh, that's this... I see. These were reversed. "I need 20,000 yen as soon as possible. So if the day only pays 10,000. "Alright then. If you could sell 100 bottles at our sales event, I'll throw in another 10,000 as a bonus. How's that sound?" I certainly couldn't think of any other way I was going to earn 20,000 yen in a single day. This might be exactly what I needed. "You've got a deal. You have my services for the day," I say, bowing my head. "Yes!" Bosch jumped for joy. Somebody who's wearing boots as well. What about your hip? Huh? Oh, it's better now. All better. It fixed itself just now. I hate him. Boss bowed deeply as I gave him a dubious look. Oh. Look, I'm sorry, he added hurriedly. I wasn't trying to pull a fast one on you, honest. I was just scouting for talent and I saw you and, well, was trusting this guy really the best idea? I was starting to worry, just a little, about whether he'd actually pay up. Look, I've staked everything on this sales demo later today, he went on. This is my make or break opportunity of a lifetime. Sure. I'll be honest with you, I'm in a ton of debt. 2,000,000 yen. 2,000,000. Boss's tone had taken on a feverish intensity. If I don't pay it back by the end of the day, then boy howdy am I gonna end up the creek without a paddle. How did you even get into a situation like that? I asked. He gazed skyward, a far-off look in his eyes. Because even if he knows he has no choice of winning, sometimes a man just has to stand and fight. But I guess a girl like you wouldn't understand. All right, casual sexism, shut up. What are you talking about? He laughed and smiled at his own words, but he was right. I sure as heck wouldn't understand the slightest. I don't think it's because you're a guy. I think it's just because you're crazy. Anyway, real quick. Could you put this on? Mr. Boss briskly rummaged through his bindle, then thrust a cat costume out toward me. Where did this come from? What, here? Yeah, before the sales event, you gotta hand out some samples. The Burning Hammer is a samples bottle. In the samples bottle is cut into 10 parts one way with water. Oh, interesting. Even so, it is intensely spicy, and drinking it on an empty stomach can sure cause gastrointestinal distress or even make the drinker black out. Okay, so that's what happened. He blacked out, essentially. Kano, because he hasn't eaten anything in days, is what the story was saying. It's hard to believe that a sample of something so dangerous could win over any customers, but you never know. There could be housewives or a young woman out there who accept such a risk in the name of weight loss. Another terrifying thought. The job's already started, you know. And with that, Mr. Boss went about getting me into the mascot suit. Looking back on it, it was a pretty ridiculous turn of events. Still, if I'm going to get my hands on that necklace, why do you need the necklace so badly? I have to take the chance that this job will pay out. There's a knock at the door. Interesting. Hold on, let me check something real quick. Yeah, I was like, we can't be at the end of the hour. That was just a flashback. And, I mean, we aren't. We aren't at the end of the hour of this one. Because it's this. This is 35. 40. 50. I see. So some of these events can, like, really bunch up. Like here. 35, 40. This is, like, an intense burst of a scene, essentially. Or they can be more spread out because, you know, they're walking. So time while reminiscing can also be spread out as well. Alright. There's a knock at the door. Huh? Who could that be? Mr. Boss asks. You got a customer already? He opens the door and heads outside. No way, this is a customer, Cheery says. I mean, right? She guzzles her 2-liter bottle of iced tea. No one's gonna buy something as sketchy as this. I guess not, I agree. About the only thing I can really say is Burning Hammer is that it's spicy. Anyhow, Cheery says, want to get something to eat? Well, you just ate lunch. 2 lunches. I know this amazing Chinese buffet. Want to come along? I can't eat anything, Cheery. Why do you do this to me? Because I am gonna dominate. Huh? Someday, I plan to chow my way through every item on their menu. Before I can respond, I hear a sudden outburst in the hall. What the hell are you thinking, selling something like this? The voice sounds harsh and strained. It's quickly followed by another voice, Mr. Boss, sounding desperately apologetic. Well, be fair now. I did ask whether or not you were on an empty stomach. Oh, interesting. So somebody actually took the bottle, I guess? I don't know who. He must have given someone some burning hammer, huh? Oh, he must have given someone some burning hammer, huh? I say. Cheery nods. Yeah, maybe. But that's weird. Did we really get a customer this early? Yeah, isn't the sales demo not until 1 o'clock? There are more sounds from the hallway. Cheery gets a weird look on her face. Whoa, what? What the heck? What's going on? What the heck? What are you doing? Die! Suddenly, a man kicked down the door and burst in, shrieking like a madman. His face is flushed. Steam is erupting from every pore. Cheery and I only stare, frozen with bewilderment, as he rampages around the room, smashing everything in sight. I'm sorry, was that Minorikawa? In a matter of moments, the venue is completely totaled. Then, the guy simply charges back out of the room. No chance of holding a sales demo now. Why did this have to happen? Who was that guy? Why'd he have to do this? I guess we'll only know if we go to somebody else's route and figure it out. What the hell was that? Bad ends. Number 12, demo postponed. There wasn't much Tama and Cheery could do to stop this strange intruder from destroying the sales event. But why'd he show up in the first place, especially at this hour? The man in question has a clear choice to make at 11:30, and poor Tama's fate hinges on what he decides. Poor Tama, man. Poor Tama. So yeah, I'm pretty sure... that was... that was Minorikawa? Who was that? Huh. I think that was Minorikawa. Oh, wait. Let me go back. Ah, I love it. I love Tama's little wiggle. It's so cute. Yeah, it was. Oh my gosh, what is this guy doing? What's going on, dude? Okay, sure. Literally me about to, like, trying to predict the entire plot and, like, oh, and then this is gonna happen and this is gonna happen, and no, because fucking Minorikawa decides to come out and is like, hey guys, I just gotta ruin everything. Alright, cool. Thanks, dude. Well, yeah, I think that's a good place to end it here for today. I think we made a lot of progress with the story. Kano is Kanoing. Achi is seriously my favorite character. I love Tama as well. Osawa's story, which we started today, has a lot of intrigue. I was not expecting that in the slightest. But yeah, this is where all the plot lies, essentially. And then... anyway, cool. Let me go ahead and set down my controller. And let's see if we can't find somebody to raid today. Let me go ahead and look for a raid. If somebody's online. If not, then that's okay. I don't think anybody else is playing this game. I think it's just me. This is, like, again, it's a very, like, niche Spike Chunsoft game. So it's not surprising in the slightest. But yeah. Oh, one person's online. Concon is online. We did raid them last time, but let's go say hi again because we can. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and switch to ending screen. All right, if you are here, thank you so much for watching. Also, I forgot to say it. We're like 50% of the way to the follower goal that I set up. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting to hit that so quickly, but I really appreciate it. And yeah, I will continue to keep streaming and stuff like that. So I will put out the stream schedule tomorrow. Today's Sunday. Yes, it is. It is. I will put out the stream schedule for tomorrow. It'll be a very special one because it'll actually look really pretty because I commissioned some art for it and it's gonna look really nice. But yeah, let me go ahead and get the raid set up. So if you are here, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and yeah, go do something nice for yourself. Bye bye.